They are older than pyramids, taller than towers, and larger than imagination itself. Standing across the world, these monumental trees have endured storms, droughts, and centuries of human history. To stand beneath one is to feel small in the presence of something timeless, a living being that has grown while empires rose and fell. Some are vast enough to cover villages, others rise higher than skyscrapers, and a few have stood for thousands of years. Today, we'll take a look at some of the largest, tallest, and oldest trees on our planet. So, let's begin. This is Hyperion, the tallest tree in the world. But no, nobody knows exactly where it is located. You know why? Because these giants are too fragile, too rare, and too important to risk exposure. Standing at over 380 feet, Hyperion is a living wonder. A redwood so immense that its canopy supports entire ecosystems hundreds of feet above the ground, from ferns and shrubs to salamanders and even smaller trees. But as incredible as it is, its size also makes it vulnerable. Foot traffic, even from well-meaning visitors, can trample delicate roots, compact soil, and destroy surrounding vegetation that these slow-growing trees depend on. When Hyperion and other record-breaking redwoods were first discovered, their exact locations were kept secret to prevent damage. For decades, only a handful of scientists and conservationists knew how to reach them, moving quietly through the forest without leaving a trace. The secrecy works. The trees continue to thrive, growing higher and older, untouched by the crowds and curiosity that could threaten them. And yet, the threat is real. In 2015, leaks online revealed the locations of some champion trees, causing a surge in visitors and noticeable ecological damage from broken trails to trampled vegetation. That's why Hyperion remains hidden, its home a mystery, protected not by fences or signs, but by respect, patience, and secrecy. Somewhere deep in the foggy forests of Northern California, this living giant continues to rise, silently enduring centuries, storms, and the watchful eye of time. Now, this was Prometheus, the oldest tree that ever lived, and it was cut down because some folk wanted to study it. Its age was almost 5,000 years, calculated by counting its growth rings, each one marking a year of life. This tree had taken root when the pyramids of Egypt were being built, witnessing the rise and fall of civilizations, the march of empires, and the passage of countless generations. Bristlecone pines like Prometheus have seen it all: harsh winters, scorching summers, and millennia of changing landscapes, standing as silent sentinels through time. Yet, the longest living tree today is the Methuselah tree, another bristlecone pine hidden deep in California's Inyo National Forest. Over 4,800 years old, Methuselah has survived the harshest climates, from icy winds to droughts and fires. Its exact location is kept secret to protect it from human interference, ensuring this silent witness to millennia continues to thrive. Methuselah's twisted trunk, slow-growing branches, and resilient roots tell a story of endurance and survival, a living archive of history that has quietly watched civilizations rise and fall for nearly 5 millennia. This is General Sherman, the biggest tree in the world, a giant sequoia standing proudly in Sequoia National Park. By volume, it measures an astounding 56,186 cubic feet, making it the largest single tree on Earth. General Sherman is not just tall, it represents the perfect combination of height, width, and age, a living monument to the resilience of nature. Some of its branches are larger than entire trees in other forests, creating a canopy so vast that standing beneath it is an overwhelming, almost humbling experience. Visiting General Sherman, you realize that this is more than a tree. It's a symbol of endurance, having survived for thousands of years through countless storms, fires, and environmental changes. Fire plays a natural and important role in the life cycle of giant sequoias, clearing the forest floor and helping seeds germinate. But today, increasing fire intensity and size pose a real threat. To protect these living giants, rangers wrap the first 10 to 15 feet of the tree's base in fire-resistant foil, a small but vital measure to ensure its survival. Despite human intervention, General Sherman continues to grow, a silent witness to centuries of history and a reminder of the grandeur and fragility of life. Its enormity, resilience, and sheer age make it not just a tree, but a testament to the enduring power of nature and the careful stewardship required to protect such irreplaceable wonders. Not the tallest, not the biggest, not even the oldest, but without a doubt, this tree is the most beautiful one you'll ever see. The rainbow eucalyptus can grow over 200 feet tall in its native home of the Philippines, but what makes it unforgettable is its trunk. Streaked with bands of green, blue, purple, orange, and red, it looks as though an artist has painted it with a giant brush. This effect happens because the bark peels away in strips. As the outer layer falls off, fresh bark beneath is revealed, glowing in bright shades of green. Over time, those shades deepen into blues, purples, and reds, creating a living rainbow that changes with the seasons. No two trees ever look exactly the same. Unlike redwoods or sequoias that impress us with their size and age, the rainbow eucalyptus captures attention through sheer beauty. Stand near one of these giants, and its trunk appears almost unreal, like a natural canvas rising from the forest. The colors aren't just for show, though. Peeling bark helps the tree shed pests and keep growing strong. At the same time, its wide canopy provides shade and food for wildlife, proving that this is more than just a pretty sight. It's also a vital part of its ecosystem. So nowadays we think of Hyperion, the coast redwood hidden deep in California, as the tallest tree in the world at 379 feet. But once upon a time, there was a tree even taller. Back in 1897, loggers in Washington state cut down a Douglas fir that reached an astonishing 465 feet, a height that no living tree today comes close to. That giant was known as the Nooksack giant, and though it's long gone, it still holds the title of the tallest tree ever recorded. It's hard to even imagine. A tree so tall it would have rivaled modern skyscrapers, stretching nearly 100 feet higher than Hyperion itself. Sadly, like many of the greatest Douglas firs of the past, the Nooksack giant was lost to logging during the rush to harvest timber in the 19th century. Today, Hyperion is protected, its exact location kept secret to shield it from human damage. But the Douglas fir still makes an appearance on the modern list of tallest trees. The world's second tallest known living tree is also a Douglas fir, called the Dorner fir, once known as the Brummett fir, standing proudly in Oregon. Somewhere in the remote forests of southern Utah lies Pando, the trembling giant, a living mystery that stretches across 106 acres. At first glance, it seems like thousands of individual aspen trees, but every single one, all 47,000 trunks, is connected to the same colossal root system, weighing an unimaginable 13 million pounds. Pando is not just a forest, it's a single, ancient organism silently surviving for thousands of years, quietly spreading underground while its trembling canopy shimmers in the wind. What makes it so extraordinary is also what makes it vulnerable. Overgrazing, climate change, and human interference have slowed its growth and even caused parts of it to shrink, despite its immense size. This giant lives in secrecy, its roots hidden beneath the soil. Its exact boundaries are secret to most because exposure could be devastating. To walk among its stems is to witness the power of life itself, a single organism larger and heavier than nearly anything on land, stretching as far as the eye can see, yet fragile in its dependence on careful stewardship. Pando reminds us that nature doesn't always follow the rules we expect. It doesn't just grow, it survives, persists, and thrives in ways almost impossible to imagine. A trembling giant that endures because it remains hidden, interconnected, and quietly unstoppable. In the small town of Tule, Mexico, stands a living legend, El Árbol del Tule, a Montezuma cypress famed for having the stoutest trunk in the world. Unlike the towering redwoods of California, this tree's grandeur lies not in height, but in sheer mass. Its trunk measures an astonishing 31 feet, 3.5 inches in diameter, making it a breathtaking sight and a natural wonder in its own right. Though it only reaches 116 feet tall, the girth of its trunk gives it a commanding presence, a sense of permanence that has inspired awe for generations. By volume, El Árbol del Tule ranks as the third largest tree on Earth, surpassed only by the giant sequoias and coast redwoods, yet its unique proportions make it unlike any other. Visitors often describe the sensation of standing beneath its massive canopy as overwhelming. The trunk alone seems to contain centuries of life, history, and stories, a silent witness to the passage of time. Its branches stretch outward, forming a dense network that shelters countless birds and small creatures, adding to the vitality of the tree's presence. El Árbol del Tule reminds us that size comes in many forms. Not every tree dominates through height alone. Some, like this Mexican giant, impress through breadth, resilience, and sheer magnitude, earning a place among the world's most remarkable and memorable living giants. The Tualang tree is one of the tallest tropical trees in the world, often growing to more than 280 feet high. Rising straight and pale from the rainforest floor, its trunk is smooth and free of branches until it towers far above the canopy, giving it an almost otherworldly presence. What makes the Tualang tree truly special is the life it supports. High in its wide branches, giant Asian honeybees build massive hives, safe from predators who cannot climb its slick bark or reach its great heights. A single tree can host dozens of hives, turning it into a natural honey tower deep within the jungle. For centuries, the Orang Asli, indigenous communities of Malaysia and Thailand, have risked their lives to collect honey from these giants. Climbing by night with handmade ropes and bamboo ladders, they use fire to calm the bees before harvesting the golden honeycomb. This practice is more than survival. It is tradition, passed down through generations, connecting people to the forest and the tree itself. Unlike many rainforest giants, the Tualang's wood is brittle, which means it has little value for logging. Ironically, this has helped preserve these trees, while many others around them have been cut down. Today, the Tualang stands as a living pillar of the rainforest, a towering refuge for bees, a vital source of honey, and a cultural treasure for the people who live alongside it. When it comes to tall trees, none in the southern hemisphere reach higher than Centurion. Standing deep in the forests of Tasmania, Australia, this giant mountain ash rises an unbelievable 327 feet into the sky, making it the tallest known flowering plant on Earth. To put that into perspective, Centurion is taller than a 25 to 30-story building. Discovered only in 2008 through laser scanning technology, Centurion was a hidden giant. The forests of Tasmania are thick, damp, and full of towering trees. But even among them, this mountain ash is unmatched. The name Centurion comes from its measurement of just over 100 meters, but it also hints at its commanding presence, like a soldier standing guard over the forest. Despite its size, Centurion is relatively young compared to ancient giants like Methuselah or Tane Mahuta. It's believed to be only a few centuries old, proving just how fast mountain ash trees can grow in the fertile soils and wet climate of Tasmania. You have seen big trees, but this tree is God, the god of trees. Deep in New Zealand's Waipua forest stands Tane Mahuta, a giant kauri that towers over everything around it. Its name means God of the Forest in Maori, and when you stand before it, the name feels absolutely right. Nobody knows its exact age, but scientists estimate it to be between 1,250 and 2,500 years old. That means Tane Mahuta was already growing tall while empires were rising and falling across the world. For the Maori people, this tree is sacred. In their legends, Tane was the god who separated his parents, the sky father Ranginui and the earth mother Papatuanuku, so that light could enter the world. Looking up at this tree, it feels like the story itself has taken root. The size of Tane Mahuta is almost beyond belief. Its trunk stretches more than 50 feet around, and it rises over 160 feet into the sky. Whole communities of moss, vines, and ferns live on its branches, while birds find food and shelter high above the ground. It isn't just a tree, it's an entire living world. Because of its age and importance, Tane Mahuta is carefully protected. Visitors must clean their shoes before entering the forest to prevent soil diseases that could harm kauri trees. To walk the quiet path and finally see Tane Mahuta is to meet something ancient, powerful, and alive, a true god among trees. The baobab is so big that it can store huge amounts of water right inside its trunk. Because of this, people call it the tree of life. Its thick, swollen trunk acts like a giant water tank, keeping the tree alive even during long, dry months. Some of these trees can grow more than 80 feet tall and spread up to 36 feet wide, all while holding thousands of gallons of water. That's why they are able to survive in some of the driest places on Earth, like the African savanna. These trees are not just massive, they are also very old. Some baobabs are thought to be more than 3,000 years old. Their strange, tangled branches look like roots pointing up to the sky, which is why many people call them upside-down trees. But the baobab is more than just unusual. It provides life to everything around it. Animals eat its leaves and fruit, and even strip its bark to drink the water stored inside. The baobab's fruit, often called monkey bread, is especially valuable. It has about 6 times more vitamin C than oranges, along with lots of antioxidants and minerals like calcium and potassium. People also use its seeds to make oils for skincare and hair care. In many places like Madagascar and South Africa, baobabs are part of local stories and traditions, sometimes seen as sacred trees that protect life. The Cheewhat giant, hidden deep within the Pacific Rim National Park Reserve on Vancouver Island, Canada, is a tree of staggering proportions and quiet majesty. This western red cedar is not only the largest of its kind, but also one of the most impressive living organisms in the world. Rising to a height of around 182 feet and with a trunk more than 20 feet across, its sheer scale is difficult to comprehend until you stand before it. By volume, the Cheewhat giant holds an estimated 449 cubic meters of wood, making it the largest known western red cedar on the planet. Western red cedars have long been revered in the Pacific Northwest, both ecologically and culturally. For centuries, indigenous peoples relied on these trees for their strength and resilience, using their wood to build canoes, homes, and ceremonial structures, while the bark and roots provided materials for weaving and rope. The Cheewhat giant stands as a living reminder of this heritage, a symbol of endurance and connection between people and the land. What makes the Cheewhat giant particularly extraordinary is not just its size, but its survival. Nestled within a protected reserve, it has been spared the fate of so many other old-growth cedars lost to logging. Today, it represents more than a natural wonder. It is a testament to conservation, a guardian of history, and a reminder of the irreplaceable treasures still hidden within the world's ancient forests. What if I told you one of the most breathtaking trees in the world looks less like a tree and more like a dreamscape come to life? In Ashikaga Flower Park, Japan, the giant wisteria spreads its branches not toward the sky, but outward, creating a vast ceiling of blossoms that feels like stepping beneath a living cloud of purple. This wisteria is more than 150 years old, and instead of towering above like a redwood or sequoia, its branches are carefully supported by steel frames that allow it to stretch across nearly half an acre. In full bloom, long clusters of violet flowers dangle overhead like cascading waterfalls, swaying gently with the wind and filling the air with a sweet fragrance. At night, when the canopy is lit by lanterns and soft lights, the giant wisteria transforms into something truly otherworldly, drawing visitors from all over the world to witness its beauty. Unlike the tallest or oldest trees, this one captivates because of its artistry, nature's masterpiece painted in shades of lavender and violet. Walking beneath it feels like entering a cathedral of flowers where the branches are arches and the blossoms are stained glass, glowing in the sun. The giant wisteria is living proof that not every giant needs to reach for the sky. Some spread wide to create a world of wonder right beneath our feet. Older than empires, older than kingdoms, older even than the written word. In the heart of Iran's Yazd province stands a giant that has been alive for nearly 5 millennia, the Cypress of Abarkuh. This massive tree rises about 82 feet into the sky, with a trunk circumference stretching over 36 feet. Scientists estimate its age between 4,000 and 5,000 years, making it one of the oldest living organisms on Earth. While civilizations have risen and fallen around it, the cypress has remained rooted, a silent witness to human history. Its survival in the arid landscape of central Iran makes it even more extraordinary. Through droughts, shifting climates, and countless generations, the tree has endured, earning a place not just in nature, but in culture. For centuries, travelers and locals alike have marveled at its size and longevity, calling it a symbol of strength and endurance. Today, the Cypress of Abarkuh is protected as a national natural monument. Standing before it feels less like looking at a tree and more like standing before time itself, a living being that has seen the world change for thousands of years, yet still continues to grow. In the Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose Botanical Garden near Kolkata, India, stands the Great Banyan, a tree so vast it is often mistaken for a forest. Covering over 3.5 acres, it is supported by thousands of aerial roots that drop from its branches, anchoring into the soil and thickening into secondary trunks. The tree lost its original central trunk to disease long ago, but instead of dying, it adapted, continuing to expand outward in every direction. Today, the Great Banyan thrives as a living network, creating a cathedral-like canopy where light filters through endless layers of leaves. Visitors walking beneath it experience not just a tree, but an entire ecosystem, a powerful symbol of resilience and endurance. Deep in Andhra Pradesh, India, spreads the world's largest tree by canopy cover, Thimama Marimanu. Recognized by the Guinness World Records, this single banyan tree extends across more than 5 acres, creating a landscape that feels less like a plant and more like an entire woodland. Its countless aerial roots descend from spreading branches, forming new trunks that support its ever-growing expanse. Named after Thimama, a woman of local legend, the tree is more than a biological marvel. It is a cultural and spiritual landmark. Generations have gathered under its vast shade, treating it as a place of reverence and continuity. Beneath its canopy, one experiences the scale of nature's patience, where a single organism becomes a living grove. And that's it for today. Who knew trees could be so massive, ancient, and incredible all at once? So which one of these living giants amazed you the most? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and join us for more amazing stories from the natural world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.